And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the Pioneers broadcast here as we come live to you from Shuttleworth Park in Amsterdam, New York. Doug Page along with you as the Pioneers getting set to take on the Mohawks for the first time here in 2014 from Shuttleworth Park. As Elmira on the air, 3-3, as they come in winners of their last game, as it was a rain-shortened affair, 7-0 win against the Newark Pilots at the time, just Newark's second loss of the season as they currently lead the West at 5-2. For Amsterdam, they come in 2-5 on the year, 3.5 games out of first place behind Albany, who sits at 5-1. Amsterdam, the only game on the PGCBL docket last night, and they fell 4-3 to the Pilots in their home opener before a crowd of 505 people that saw the Pilots score 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning and hold off a Mohawks rally late in the game for the Pilots' 5th win of the season. And as we get to the starting lineups first for the Amsterdam Mohawks, as their lineup will look like this. Leading off, it'll be the center fielder, number 1, Marcus Carson. Batting second, it'll be the designated hitter, number 2, Connor Heddy. Batting third, it'll be the second baseman, number 10, Josh Gardner. Batting fourth, it'll be the third baseman, number 5, Javon Shelby. Batting fifth, it'll be the right fielder, number 9, Jack Shashesky. Batting sixth, it'll be the catcher, number 18, Blake Logan. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 7, Jake Salpetro. Batting eighth, it'll be the first baseman, number 20, John Rosino. And batting ninth, it'll be the shortstop, number 21, Joey Aola. On the mound tonight for the Mohawks, it'll be number 26, Ryan Clark. And for Clark, 6'4", 215 pounds, a right-hander out of UNC Greensboro, a local to the Elmira area, Johnson City, New York. Johnson City, about a 45-minute drive down I-86. Take a look at the lineup for Elmira. It'll be kind of the normal that they've went with as of late for manager Matt Birch in his second year at the helm of the Pioneers. Leading things off from Manhattan, it'll be the right fielder, number 7, Chris Kaluzian. Batting second, it'll be the center fielder out of Sanford, number 1, T.J. Dixon. Batting third, it'll be the second baseman out of Old Dominion, number 4, Nick Walker. Batting fourth, the designated hitter out of Manhattan, number 10, Christian Santisteban. Batting fifth, it'll be the first baseman out of St. Rose, number 44, Zach Bellinger. Batting sixth, it'll be the third baseman, number 5, Taylor Hilson. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 24, Joey Guarana out of Old Dominion. Batting eighth, it'll be the catcher, number 26, Jordan Taylor out of Radford. And batting ninth, the shortstop, number 12, Derek Delier out of FIU. Getting the start tonight for Elmira will be his first start of the PGCBL season, and Logan Salo out of the University of Kentucky. Salo and his teammate Blake Euler just joining the Pioneers last week, but did not see any action at home as Elmira had 2 games rained out, one on the road against Utica, and then one at home that was supposed to be against Mohawk Valley. As Elmira will have a doubleheader with the Diamond Dogs the next time the Mohawk Valley travels up to Elmira in Dunfield. And Elmira will actually be playing a doubleheader in Utica against the Brewers to make up for their missed game here on the 21st of June. As it's a cloudy day here in Amsterdam, as it's been pretty breezy all day, wind blowing straight out to center field. As the sun does peek out on the all-new artificial turf here on the infield of Shuttleworth Park. Still grass in the outfield. As we are set for baseball here in Amsterdam, as Chris Kaluzian will step in for the Pioneers as he steps into the right-handed batter's box. And he awaits the first pitch from Ryan Clark. He sets and delivers. A breaking ball going to be low here for ball 1. Kaluzian coming in hitting .360 on the year. This is his 7th game. 25 at-bats for him, 9 hits, 1 double, 1 home run, and 3 RBIs. That home run came in Mohawk Valley against the Diamond Dogs. As a fastball here on the outer half of the plate will be called for a strike. And now a breaking ball chopped at in the 1-1, and this one is going to bounce foul over on the first base side. These Pioneers will have to get used to the artificial playing surface here. First time that they've played on such this year. The only thing that is real dirt on the field is the pitcher's mound. So the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out here. Are just underway in the top of the first inning from Shuttleworth Park. Clark gets his signs from the catcher, Logan. The pitch is going to be low. Another breaking ball. And as Kaluzdian was able to hold up on the swing. So that'll even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now the 2-2, the fastball. That one is going to be fouled back out of play. As Kaluzdian went up the ladder to make contact with that one. First start of the year for Ryan Clark for the Mohawks. And another 2-2 pitch. A fastball here is going to freeze Kaluzdian as he's going to be set down on strikes for the first out of the contest. So to bring in TJ Dixon for Elmira. Dixon out of Sanford. As Dixon will step into the left-handed batting box. And for Dixon, 458 on the year, second on the team in batting average. This is his 7th game. 11 hits and 24 at-bats, has the most hits on the Pioneers team. Has 2 RBIs and a double on the year as he watches a first-pitch fastball that is called for a strike. Dixon on the base pass has been the Pioneers' most potent runner, 5 of 6 in the stolen base category this year. Elmira 16 of 18 as a team. As he will watch the 0-1 pitch sail high. The count will even up. Clark's 1-1 offering is swung on. This one out to right field. Rushing in the right fielder, Krzyzewski. And he's going to go to the slide and holds on for the catch. Nice play by Jack Krzyzewski. And there's going to be 2 outs here in the inning from Myers number 3 hitter Nick Walker. So Walker will step in out of Old Dominion. Gets the start at second base here for the Pioneers tonight. Man, the first pitch that he sees is a fastball that swung on and missed. That pitch was on the inner half of the plate to the right-handed batting Walker. 2 outs here in the top of the first. And the pitch is swung on and fouled right back over top of the press box. That pitch coming in at 92 miles an hour from Ryan Clark. He's got 2 outs in the inning, and an 0-2 count. And here's his delivery. The pitch is going to be high. Tried to go up the ladder with that pitch. Christian Santisteban in the on-deck circle for Elmira. Only 1-2 is a breaking ball. It looks like it got away from Clark a little bit. Didn't break like he wanted it to. The 2s are wild on the scoreboard. As Walker awaits the pitch, here it comes. That one is a breaking ball. Did Walker go? And they're going to say he didn't. Looked to be very close, but the umpire down behind first base said that Walker was able to check his swing. So the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 gone here in the top half of the first inning. Clark gets his signs from the catcher Logan and delivers. Fastball paints the outside corner, strike 3. And that will do it for Elmira in the top half of the first inning as Clark strikes out 2. And we'll head to the bottom of the first inning. No score, and Logan Salo making his Pioneers debut out of the University of Kentucky. As he will start his warm-up pitches. Give you the defense here for Elmira and what it will look like in this bottom half of the first inning. Moving around the infield, it'll be Zach Bellinger manning first base tonight. Nick Walker starts at second. Derek Zalier will get the start at shortstop. Taylor Hilson will get the start at third. Out in the outfield and left field, Joe Guarano will get the start. And then in center, TJ Dixon and Chris Kaluzdian in right field. And Jordan Taylor will be the catcher tonight for Elmira. And Christian Santisteban will do the role of the designated hitter here from Shuttleworth Park. Taking a look at Logan Salo, as on the year after he finished up at Kentucky, was named SEC Freshman of the Week during the middle of the Wildcat season. A left-handed pitcher, 6'2", 180 out of Ashland, Kentucky, where he just finished up his freshman year. As he comes in to a game here in a series between Elmira and Amsterdam that saw both these teams reach the PGCBL Championship Series a year ago. That series went in the favor of the Amsterdam Mohawks, 2-1. And we will get set here for the bottom of the first inning as Marcus Carson will lead things off. Carson, a left-handed batter, a freshman out of Kentucky, so two teammates here seeing each other to start off the game. And the first pitch is a fastball delivered for a strike from Logan Salo. Salo gets his sign now from Taylor. Taylor out of Radford. And the two team up for another fastball here on the inner half of the plate. That one got at 88 miles an hour. The count will be no balls and 2 strikes. Connor Heddy in the on-deck circle for the Mohawks. And the 0-2 is waved at and fouled out of play by Carson. Carson on the air batting .375. This is 4th game. 3 for 8 on the air as he swings at this one. That one's out into left field. Guarana ranging back for it and makes the catch as he was backpedaling to his left. And that'll be the first out here in the inning. And that'll bring in the designated hitter, number 2, Connor Heddy. And Heddy also out of Kentucky. Just finishing up his freshman year. 6 foot, 170 pounds, a right-handed batter. So a good number of Wildcat flavor in this one between the two teams. As the first pitch from Salo, there's a fastball a little miss high. Now a pitch swung here in the 1-0. Third baseman Hilson across the diamond to Bellinger in time for the second out. So a quick ground out on the 1-0 pitch leads to 2 outs, and Josh Gardner will step in for the Mohawks. Gardner, a junior out of Radford. On the air batting .409. This is 8th game. Leads the Mohawks 9 for 22. 2 doubles, no home runs, 4 RBIs. There's also 5 of 6 in the stolen base category. As the first pitch to him is going to be outside for a ball. So our storylines of teammates continue to go here as the batter Gardner out of Radford, a teammate of Pioneers catcher Jordan Taylor, and now a pitch here is a called strike. Ball that had a little bit of movement to it. Came in a little bit on Gardner. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, and the 1-1 is going to be low and away. Javon Shelby in the on-deck circle for Amsterdam. And another pitch going to be fouled out here. Kind of leaving up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs in the inning. No score here as Elmira was unable to get anything on the board in the top half of the inning from Shuttleworth Park in Amsterdam, New York. Now a 2-2 coming from Salo. That was swung on, driven into left field. This is going to be a hit. It drops in front of Guarana. And Guarana will get that one in, so that's the game's first hit on a 2-out single from Josh Gardner. So Shelby steps in. 6'2", 188 pounds, right-hander out of Kentucky. Gardner takes his lead at first. The pitch from Salo is going to be low and away. Gardner 5 of 6 on the base paths this year. See what he does here against the left-handed thrower in Salo. Pretty good lead over at first. The 1-0 pitch is swung on. Popped up in the air by Shelby. Bellinger in foul territory is going to be able to bring it in. And that will end the inning. So the Mohawks will strand a runner after the 2-out single by Gardner. And no score after 1 full here at Shuttleworth Park. As we'll take a break when we come back, the Pioneers will be at the plate in the top of the 2nd inning. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here as we are set in the top of the 2nd inning as Christian Santisteban in a 1-1 count here against Ryan Clark, the starter for the Amsterdam Mohawks. Santisteban and the designated hitter rolled tonight out of Manhattan. Awaits the 1-1. That one's swung on. That one's popped up in the air to right field. Krzyzewski settling under it. Calls for it, and he's going to bring it in for the catch. Santisteban got good air under it, but couldn't find the open spot out there in right field. So that will bring in Zach Bellinger for Elmira. They'll bring in Bellinger out of St. Rose. Bellinger awaits the first pitch from Clark as he swings at this one. Again, hits it out to right field. Krzyzewski ranging back and will make the catch. So 2 straight outs to the right fielder. And that will kick off the top of the 2nd inning. So that'll bring in Taylor Hilson, the Pioneers' 3rd baseman. Hilson out of Mansfield. As he gets back into the starting lineup after having a couple of games off. For Hilson, that's his 7th game of the year, hitting .278, 5 for 18, 1 RBI. He's also scored 3 runs. And the first pitch is a called strike to him. Hilson out of Mansfield, PA, where he attends Mansfield University, watches a called strike number 2. Clark, the starter for Amsterdam, had 2 strikeouts in the top half of the 1st inning as he was able to sit down Klusdian and Walker on strikes. Now delivers the 0-2 as that breaking ball will miss low and away. 83 is what the pitch registers at. And now the 1-2. There's another breaking ball. Again, staying away from the batter, Hilson. Wilson awaits the pitch. This one's chopped over to first base. Rosino is going to glove it and run it to first. And that'll be the third out, as that one goes down as a 3 unassisted for the third out. So Elmira goes 1-2-3 in the top of the second inning. And it'll be time for Logan Salo to come back out here for the Pioneers, as he will face the Mohawks. Krzyzewski, Logan, and Salpetro in the bottom half of the second inning. No score here, just one hit in the ball game. That was a 2-out single by Josh Gardner, and he was stranded at first after Javon Shelby popped up in foul territory to the Pioneers' first baseman, Zach Bellinger. Pioneers baseball brought to you by Fair Shake, the official ice cream shop for the Elmira Pioneers, located in Pine City, celebrating their 37th year in business. Pioneers baseball also brought to you by Beam Me Up Gourmet Coffee. You can find them at all Pioneers home games in the concourse near the concession stand. Be sure to try one of their specialty drinks. It's like dessert in a cup. Beam Me Up Coffee proudly serves organic gold gourmet coffee. Be sure to like them on Facebook, as they look forward to serving you during all Pioneers home games. So it'll be the 5, 6, and 7 batters for the Mohawks here in the bottom of the second inning. Wind still going straight out to center field. Seems to have calmed down a little bit from what it was earlier before game time. Elmira looking to try and make it 2 wins in a row after starting the season 2-0 and then dropping 3 in a row. They were able to pick up a 7-0 win at Dunfield against the Newark Pilots. That game called after 4.5 innings of play. And set on the mound is Logan Salo. So that'll bring in the right fielder, number 13, Jack Krzyzewski, for the Mohawks. Krzyzewski's been busy out in right field for Amsterdam. He's made 3 outs defensively, and a first pitch fastball here will miss inside for ball number 1. Krzyzewski out of Illinois State, where he was a sophomore this past season. Swings at this pitch, grounded to the second baseman Walker. Walker gloves it, flips it to first in time for the first out of the inning. Nice play by Nick Walker, taking that fast grounder on this artificial turf. So it'll bring in the catcher, Blake Logan. Logan, a freshman at Auburn, a right-handed batter. Salo set on the mound as he delivers to his battery mate, Taylor. And that one is going to miss for a ball. The count 1-0. Jordan Taylor gives the signs here, and this pitch too good for Logan to hold up on as he offered at it. So the count even at a ball and a strike, with 1 away here in the bottom of the second inning. And this fastball too far inside is actually backing off the plate was Blake Logan. Logan on the year hitting .111. This is his 8th game of the year. Sees himself in a 2-ball, 2-strike count here with 1 away in the inning. Logan 3 for 27 in a Mohawks uniform. And now the 2-2 from Salo is going to be outside for a ball. So we'll do it again here. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count. The payoff pitch from Salo is swung on and fouled out of play. as Logan stays alive. And a ball here will give the Mohawks their second runner of the game, as it's a 4-pitch walk to Blake Logan. First free pass issued by Logan Salo. That'll bring in the left fielder, Jake Selpetro. Selpetro, a sophomore at Fairfield, a teammate of Pioneers pitcher Jeremy Soule, who played for the Mohawks last year in their championship season. Actually picked up a win earlier this year in the Pioneers home opener against the Mohawks. And this pitch going to be fouled back just below the press box. Count now a ball and a strike. Still one out here in the bottom of the second inning from Shuttleworth Park. No score between the Pioneers and the Mohawks. Leading off of first is the catcher Blake Logan after he drew the walk, and a throw over here by Salo will look the runner back. Salo checks the runner at first. He delivers home. The pitch has got some nice movement to it as that one curves back over the plate. The count now a ball and 2 strikes. That one came in at 87 miles an hour. And Salo will throw over to first here. And is back easily is Logan. Not too deceptive on that throw over by Salo. The count is still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now the pitch is swung on and fouled back off of the glove of Jordan Taylor. Staying in the at-bat is Selpetro. First baseman John Rosino in the on-deck circle, just joining the Mohawks right before the game. Salo checks first. And the pitch home is going to be low. So the count leaving up 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another 2-2 pitch coming here from Salo. And that one's going to be poked foul out of play over on the first base side. Staying alive is Selpetro. Selpetro on the air, hitting .048, looking to try and get out of a slump. This is his 7th game. Just 1 for 21 on the air. Does have an RBI. The pitch is fouled off of the home plate umpire. And that one ricocheted foul. Jordan Taylor will go out and have a quick chat with Logan Salo in his first start for Elmira since joining the team last week. Salo, along with Blake Euler, teammates at Kentucky, getting into town. Neither have saw action yet for Elmira. As 2 of Elmira's games this past week were rained out. One was supposed to be home at Dunfield, one on the road against the Utica Brewers. Logan leads off at first. The snap throw down, and that won't be in time as Bellinger didn't apply a tag. As the runner Logan slid back in safely. So the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Selpetro. Salo delivers home, and this one's going to be outside. It's going to be back-to-back walks issued by Logan Salo, and it will give the Mohawks their first runner in scoring position of the game. So that'll bring in the first baseman, John Rosino, out of Franklin Pierce. In his first at-bat for the Mohawks. And first pitch is going to miss outside from Salo. As the wind has died down here at Shuttleworth Park. The flag on center field staying straight down. Runners take their leads at first and second, both on base via the walk. Logan leads off second, Salpetro off of first. And another pitch here from Salo is going to be inside for a ball, and that's going to bring out Pioneers manager Matt Birch to have a chat here with his pitcher on the mound. Fans, Pioneers Baseball brought to you by C-Tran. Remember, they're accessible to everyone as all buses are equipped with ramps or lifts. Find out more at their website, schmungtransit.com. C-Tran, the smart way to go. Also, if you're looking for hot pizza after any Pioneers home game, be sure to visit Domino's Pizza on the corner of Maple Ave and Gain Street, right down the road from the ballpark. As the home plate umpire goes out to break up the chat here between Birch and Salo, with runners on first and second here for the Mohawks in the bottom of the second inning. Salo has walked both of the batters and now finds himself in a 2-balls and no strike count to the first baseman, John Rosino. First at bat of the 2014 PG CBL season for Rosino. And the pitch from Salo is going to be a called strike, as that one catches the outer half of the plate. Elmira playing the batter, Rosino, straight up defensively. Salo checks second, gives another look, now the pitch home, and swung on and fouled right back. So good fastball there from Salo, leaving the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. There is one out in the inning, as the leadoff batter, Jack Strzeski, in the inning, grounded out to the second baseman, Nick Walker. Amsterdam trying to prolong the inning. The pitch is going to be low. So it's another full count here for an Amsterdam batter in the bottom of the second inning, the third in a row. Runners take their leads off first and second. Salo will step off here as he faked the look to second. No throw on the play. The number 9 batter, Joey Aola, in the on-deck circle for the Mohawks. The pitch is a chopper off the plate. Third baseman Hilsing gloves it, makes the throw in time as Bellinger had to pull his hand out of the way, as he's able to get the out at first. So there will be 2 away in the inning. So that'll bring in Joey Aola as the runners move up on the play. So the shortstop, Aola, out of Marist. On the air for the Mohawks, batting 133. This is 6th game of the year. 2 for 15. Pitch from Salo. Catches the outer half of the plate for a called strike. The runner's on second and third now for Amsterdam. The 0-1 offering from Salo is down low. Actually, Taylor had to go down and get that one. Holding off on the swing was Aola. Just 1 hit in the ball game for both teams. That was a 2-out single back in the first inning by Josh Gardner for Amsterdam. Now the 1-1 is fouled back into the netting, as Salo gets ahead in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Leading off the third is Blake Logan, the catcher for the Mohawks. The left fielder, Salpetro, leads off of second. 2 outs in the inning. The 1-2 from Salo is going to be outside for a ball. Salo thought he had the fastball to paint the corner, but no call from the home plate umpire. So we'll do things again. Two's wild on the scoreboard. Salo checks the runner third. The pitch is inside. That one didn't break. And now another full count to the number 9 batter, Joey Aola, with first base open. And 2 outs. Salo gets his signs from Jordan Taylor. And the pitch is outside for ball 4. And Salo has walked the bases loaded. And it'll go back to the leadoff batter, Marcus Carson. Carson 0 for 1 on the night. Flied out to the left fielder, Joey Guarana, in the first inning to lead off the game. Salo's first pitch is a fastball called for a strike. Looks like that one painted the inner half of the plate. Now an 0-1 offering coming. Bases loaded, full of Mohawks. And the pitch will miss low and away. That'll even the count up. So 3 walks in the inning have loaded the bases up for Amsterdam. Logan on third, Salpetro on second, Aola on first. They're looking to try and keep Amsterdam off of the scoreboard. The pitch is swung on. That one's going to be fouled out of play over across the street on the third base side. As the count stays at ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs here. In the bottom half of the second inning, no score between Elmira and Amsterdam. Elmira, their first trip to Amsterdam in the 2014 season. The pitch is going to miss up and away. As once again, 2's wild on the scoreboard. That one came in at 90 miles an hour from the left-hander Salo. He gets the signs from Taylor. And the 2-2 offering is swung on, popped up in the air. That one's going to get on top of the Pioneers' dugout on the third base side. So good job by the left-hander Carson to keep the at-bat alive. Designated hitter Connor Heddy in the on-deck circle for Amsterdam. Salo sets on the mound. Out of the stretch, the pitch is swung on up the middle. Gloved by the shortstop, and they flip to second as Delir, a nice play, is able to shuffle it over to the second baseman, Walker. And Elmira is going to get out of the inning after Salo walks the bases loaded. After 2 full here at Shuttleworth Park, no score between the Pioneers and the Mohawks. We'll take a break. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Joey Guarana stepping in to lead off the top of the third inning for the Pioneers. Guarana out of Old Dominion. As his first at-bat of the game as he watches a first pitch Missed low and outside for ball number 1. For Guarana, his third game of the year. And he swings this pitch, drives it down the left field line, but that one's going to bounce off the road foul. He gave it a ride to that short left porch here at Shuttleworth Park. And this one's going to be fouled back. So the count will be a ball and 2 strikes. To the leadoff batter, Guarana, here in the top of the third inning. No score between the Mohawks and the Pioneers. And the pitch from Clark is swung on a chopper. It'll go to the third baseman. And Shelby makes the throw across the diamond in time to get Guarana. And that will be the first out of the inning. So that'll bring in the catcher, Jordan Taylor, out of Radford for Elmira. Taylor looking to try and get Elmira's first hit of the ball game. Just one hit in the game. That came off of the bat of Josh Gardner for Amsterdam. First pitch here is going to be fouled back out of play. And the count, no balls and a strike. In the bottom of the second inning, Logan Salo was able to work around a bases-loaded situation as he got a huge ground out to the shortstop, Derek DeLear, who flipped to second for the final out of the inning. As it looked like the Mohawks were going to threaten. And now a pop-up here in foul territory is going to be caught by the catcher, Logan. Thought that one was going to get out of play, but he had plenty of room. As that'll be the second out of the inning. And that will bring in the shortstop, Derek DeLear, out of Florida International. DeLear, right-handed batter. 5'9", 170, just finishing up his freshman year. Watches a first pitch strike. DeLear on the season batting 118. This is his 6th start of the year. His 7th game he's seen action in, 2 for 17. Does have 3 RBIs. As his 2 hits have been huge for Elmira. As he had a RBI hit in his season opening game against Watertown and then had a huge 2 RBI hit against Amsterdam in a game that Elmira won by a score of 3-2 at Dunfield. As he foul tips this ball to the backstop. Count will go to ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. Ryan Clark trying to work another 1-2-3 inning for the Mohawks. And the pitch, as this one breaks away from the plate, as the catcher Logan had to move out of his crouch to stop that one. The pitch coming in at 81 miles an hour. The wind has started to pick back up here as it moves out to center. Another bouncer here in front of the catcher Logan. So the count full here, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the payoff pitch coming from Ryan Clark. DeLear waits it and swings and misses, and that's going to be a strikeout to end the inning. 3rd strikeout of the night for Ryan Clark. And we've played 2.5 here at Shuttleworth Park. No score between the Pioneers and the Amsterdam Mohawks. As we'll take a break, when we come back, we'll have an interview with Pioneers right fielder Chris Kaluznian, who I spoke with earlier before the game today, about the Pioneers' start to this early season, 3-3 through 6 games on the year, and his experience in coming back for his 2nd season with Elmira after leading the Pioneers last year, hitting .386 in his 2nd campaign. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have that interview and the bottom of the 3rd inning from Shuttleworth Park. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here as we get set to kick off the bottom of the third inning in Amsterdam. Doug Page along with you here in the call of the Elmira Pioneers. Seventh game of the 2014 season on the road against the Amsterdam Mohawks. Their first trip to Shuttleworth Park this season. This is the second time that Elmira has seen the Mohawks, as they were able to win the first meeting of the season between the teams by a score of 3-2. And the leadoff batter for the Mohawks, number 2, Connor Hetty, the designated hitter, as he grounded out to the third baseman, Taylor Hilson, his first time up. Falls behind the count, no balls and 1 strike. And this pitch will miss low. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. Logan Salo back out to pitch after he walked the bases loaded in the bottom half of the second inning. And a pitch here will miss outside to the catcher, Jordan Taylor. And Taylor going to go out and have a chat here with Salo as the count now goes to 3 balls and a strike. So the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes here to the batter, Connor Hetty. The pitch from Salo is going to miss low, and that will be a walk to lead off the inning here for the Mohawks. So Josh Gardner will step in. The only hit of the game for either team. A 2-out single back in the first inning. Salo checks first. The pitch home, swung on a chop up the middle. Delir, it's going to go off his glove and get by him. And the runners will stay at first and second as Delir hustles over to get the ball as it snuck by him. And that'll put runners on first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the third inning, as that'll go down as an E6. And that'll bring in Javon Shelby for Amsterdam. 0 for 1 on the night. A pop-up in foul territory to the first baseman, Zach Bellinger, as Elmira will play in now at the corners. Bellinger in on the artificial turf. Hilson creeping in. The pitch is going to be a called strike on the outer half of the plate to Shelby. Salo looking at an 0-1 count. He delivers home. And this one will miss low and away. Try to catch that same spot to get a straight call. And as the count evens up at 1-1. Runners leading off first and second for Amsterdam. A leadoff walk. And then an error committed by the Pioneers shortstop, Derek Delir. And the 1-1 pitch is going to miss here for a ball. Nobody up in the Elmira bullpen as Salo, who has picked up his pitch count over the last inning and a half. Still trying to work through some early control issues in his first start of the year for Elmira. The 2-1 is swung at and missed as Shelby couldn't help but swing at the pitch. That'll even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A 2-2 coming from Salo. That's strike three. A fastball paints the inner half of the plate. And that will be the first out of the inning. And the first strikeout for Logan Salo. And that'll bring in the right fielder, Jack Krzyzewski. Krzyzewski 0 for 1 on the night, grounded out to the second baseman, Nick Walker, who then threw on to the first baseman, Zach Bellinger. No score here in the bottom of the third inning from Shuttleworth Park between the Pioneers and the Amsterdam Mohawks. Elmira coming into the game 3-3 on the year. The Mohawks coming into the game 2-5 on the year. Elmira at that 3-3 mark, a game and a half back of Newark for first place in the West. Newark at 5-2. For Amsterdam, 3.5 games back of first place Albany at 5-1. The 0-1 from Salo is grounded over on the first base side, but that one's going to get foul. Nice snag there by the Mohawks first base coach. As the runners will head back to first and second. A leadoff walk to Connor Heddy, and then an error by Derek DeLear have put the runners on. Left-handed batter, Krzyzewski awaits the pitch from Salo. The 0-2 offering is going to be taken high and tight for a ball. Runners take their leads. Pretty good lead from both bags. Salo looks home, delivers, and this one had a change of speed. That one's going to be fouled out of play over on the third base side. As that one sends everybody running for it. Count holds at a ball and 2 strikes. Salo trying to get out of the inning here and keep another clean 0 on the scoreboard. No score as we speak between Elmira and Amsterdam. The 1-2 offering is swung out. This one's driven deep to right field, and there's no doubt about that one. It's just like that, the Mohawks are going to take a 3-0 lead on a no-doubt home run by Jack Krzyzewski, as he was sitting all over that fastball from Logan Salo. And that'll be the first home run that Elmira has surrendered on the season. Then it's the second hit of the ball game for the Mohawks. And that'll bring in the catcher, number 18, Blake Logan. He walked and was stranded at third base his first time up. As the pitch here is going to be swung on and fouled out of play by Logan. So the home run will empty the bases. And 1 out still here in the bottom of the third inning. This pitch is going to be grounded foul over towards the Pioneers bullpen. And the pitch here is popped up. Bellinger settles under it, and he's able to bring it in foul territory for the second out as Logan heads back to the dugout. That'll bring in the left fielder, Jake Stelpetro. Walked himself the first time he came to the plate in the second inning. This pitch is swung out and fouled out of play. The Mohawks have taken a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the third inning. And a pitch here will miss low and inside from Salo. So the count now 2-1 on a 74-mile-an-hour breaking ball from the left-handed freshman out of Kentucky. And the 2-1 is swung on and missed. Nice change of speeds there from Salo. Man, the 2-2 is swung on to Delir at short. Delir grounds it, and he'll throw to first in time for the out. So Elmira gets out of the inning, but not before a 3-run home run off the bat of Jack Krzyzewski, the first of the year allowed by Pioneers pitching. And we played 3 full here at Shuttleworth Park, and Elmira trails Amsterdam 3-0. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball here on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page along with you here from Shuttleworth Park in Amsterdam, New York. As I was able to sit down earlier and talk with Pioneers right fielder Chris Kaluznian about this season, how things have went so far, and about coming back for a second year with Elmira. As we'll play that for you right now. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page here in the Pioneers pregame show, joined by Pioneers outfielder Chris Kaluznian, as Pioneers get set to take on the Amsterdam Mohawks tonight at 6:35. And Chris, for this one, Pioneers 3-3. The first 6 games, it's been kind of a feeling out process, new roster. Look at the guys been so far. I mean, obviously out there in right field, normal spot for you. Just talk about the guys here early on in the season.
Well, everyone's just trying to learn their role, and Birchie is doing his best to get everyone in there, and we're all developing as players.
Yeah, it seems like in this league, the different ballparks that the Pioneers go to, the outfielding seems like year to year is something big for a team, and it looks like this year you guys have shown some good arms in the outfield. You in right field, TJ out in center, and then even out in left field, the John Armbrust, and had a couple assists already early on this year. Just talk about your approach from the outfield, throwing the ball in on a play that comes in front of you.
Well, just trying to get to it as quick as I can, and then making a good, accurate throw, and then as long as I get it there before the runner gets there, and I trust my infielders, they'll put the tag down in time.
Obviously, pitching, the roster is getting expanded for this season, so 35 guys. Elmira coming in with one of the bigger pitching staffs. Just talk about how pitching has been big for this team and will be big for this team moving forward, coming back in your second year, seeing how things went last year.
Yeah, well, pitching's a big factor when it comes down to the ending stretch. A lot of guys have pitching limits, and having a big roster with pitchers allows everyone to extend how long.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as that was our interview with Pioneers right fielder Chris Kaluznian, as he talked earlier about getting acclimated with the new teammates and the new outfield core that Elmira has gotten this year, as T.J. Dixon in center field alongside him, who will step in now with one away in the inning. As Dixon 0 for 1 on the night, flied out to the right fielder, Krzyzewski, his first time up. As a first pitch strike called here from Ryan Clark, the starter for the Mohawks. Elmira still looking for their first hit. And a bunt laid down here by Dixon, but that one will go foul. So he falls behind the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Nick Walker on the on-deck circle for Elmira. And now the 0-2 offering. Coming home, and that one will be outside. And as the catcher Logan reins that one in. Dixon awaits the pitch here. The 1-2 is a breaking ball that's going to be called for strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts to start off the top of the fourth inning for Ryan Clark. And he's got 5 strikeouts now on the night. So Nick Walker will step in, struck out his first time up as this pitch is going to be over his head for ball 1. Amsterdam with a 3-0 lead as we work here in the top of the fourth inning. And a breaking ball here will catch the plate for strike number 1. And the 1-1 is going to be swung on and fouled back out of play by Walker. Walker trying to keep the inning alive here for Elmira, as they have went down in order in each of the first 3 innings against Ryan Clark. Clark out of UNC Greensboro, where he finished up his sophomore year. Clark out of Johnson City, New York. And the 1-2 offering is swung on. This one out to right field. Krzyzewski ranging in for it and makes the catch on the run. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Clark, as he is cruising here at Shuttleworth Park against the Pioneers. As coming back out here for Elmira, it will be Logan Salo, who has delivered home 73 pitches through the first 3 innings that he's through here tonight at Shuttleworth Park to start off his 2014 PGCBL campaign for Elmira. As Salo, we know, can be a very efficient pitcher, as he was named SEC Freshman of the Week during the middle of the college baseball season, as he should be a very big left-handed arm out of the Wildcats bullpen in years to come. Just finishing up his freshman year at Kentucky. Gets his warm-up pitches here to the catcher Jordan Taylor for Elmira, as it'll be the 8, 9, and 1 batters for the Mohawks. And we're underway here in the bottom of the fourth inning, as a 1-0 pitch will miss outside here for ball 2 to the leadoff batter, John Rosino, for the Mohawks. 0 for 1 on the night, grounded out to the third baseman, Taylor Hilson. And he can't hold a swing here on a pitch that was low, so they count 2 balls and a strike. Pitch was too enticing for Rosino. And another good breaking pitch here on a 2-1 count. And that will even the count up 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rosino, Aola, and Carson do up for the Mohawks here in the fourth inning. They have a 3-0 lead against the Pioneers. A 3-run home run for Jack Krzyzewski is the credit to the lead. There's just 2 hits in the game for the Mohawks, but one of them has proved dividends for them. Count still 2-2 here to the batter, Rosino. The pitch from Salo is swung on and missed for strike three, as Rosino couldn't make contact with the breaking stuff. And that's the second strikeout of the night. We'll bring in the number 9 batter, Joey Aola. And a pitch swung on here to the second baseman, Walker. Walker gloves it, and he'll throw over to first in time for the out. So that'll be the second out of the inning, and they'll take things back to the top of the lineup for Marcus Carson. Carson 0 for 2 on the night. A fly out to the left fielder, Guarana, and a ground out to the shortstop, Delier. The count 1-0 to the batter, Carson. As he steps into the left-handed batter's box. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. His team leading by a 3-0 score. Now Myers Logan Salo delivers the 1-0, and that's going to miss high for a ball. Now a 2-0, and that one will miss as well. So the count has ballooned to 3 balls and no strikes. Here with 2 outs in the inning. And the 3-0 is outside, so Carson didn't even move the bat off of his shoulder, and he heads down to first base. The fourth walk of the game issued by Salo. So that'll bring in Connor Hetty, who scored last inning on the home run by Jack Krzyzewski. Salo, a quick throw over to first, a sliding back in is Carson. Carson, a good lead at first. The pitch is outside, and going to second is the runner Carson, and not able to hold on to the baseball was the second baseman, Nick Walker. So that was a late steal for Carson as he took off after Jordan Taylor caught the ball, but he will get into second safely. So it's a runner in scoring position for the Mohawks. Now the 1-0 pitch after a look to second by Salo. Swung on. Driven out to right. Kaluznian ranging back, and he'll settle under and makes the catch for the third out. So the Mohawks will strand a runner at second. And we've played 4 full here at Shuttleworth Park. And the Mohawks lead Elmira by a score of 3-0. As you're listening to Pioneers Baseball here on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. Dan, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page along with you here from Shuttleworth Park as Elmira trailing the Mohawks by a 3-0 score, and they've definitely had a tough time trying to get onto the board against Amsterdam starter Ryan Clark, who has worked 4 clean innings coming here into the top of the 5th inning. And he also has 5 strikeouts on the night. As Pioneers baseball brought to you by Roman and Furshaw, the Pioneers official team dentist, now welcoming new patients to their office at 138 Front Street in Addison, New York. And also, if you're looking for a hot pizza after any Pioneers home game, be sure to visit Domino's Pizza on the corner of Maple Ave and Gain Street, right down the road from Dunn Field. As it'll be the 3, 4, and 5 batters for Elmira here in the inning, as it'll be Nick Walker to kick things off. He's 0 for 1 on the night with a strikeout. So Elmira will get the top of the 5th inning kicked off here, looking for their first hit of the ball game. And the pitch from Clark will miss low and away. Clark's delivery on the 1-0 is going to be swung on and fouled back off of the press box, then off of the top of the Pioneers dugout. As the guy's trying to play ping pong out on the field with the baseball. So an even count here, and the pitch home from Clark is swung on, and this one a little more height to it as that one's fouled out of play. Over into the stream on the third base side. So the count of ball and 2 strikes. And no swing here at the pitch that's low and gets by the catcher Logan. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. A 3-0 lead for Amsterdam. We work here in the top of the 5th inning. And the pitch is swung on. This one driven out to center, going back for Carson. Back, and that one is going to be off the face of the wall. And that's going to be a double for Christian Santisteban, leading off the 5th inning for Elmira. And that's going to be Elmira's first base hit. And they do it in a loud way, as they've got their first runner in scoring position. And Zach Bellinger will step up to the plate. 0 for 1 on the night, flied out to the right fielder. Krzyzewski his first time up. So for Christian Santisteban out of Manhattan, that's his 9th hit of the year. Came in with a .364 batting average for Elmira. Santisteban leads off of second. Bellinger in the left-handed batter's box. Look at the first pitch as that one misses for a ball. So back-to-back left-handed batters here to kick off the inning for Elmira against the righty Clark. Last pitch registering at 89 miles an hour for the Mohawk starter. Now the pitch, and this one must outside. So Bellinger getting ahead in the count here. Elmira with their first hit of the game. Santisteban leading off of second. Taylor Hilston in the on-deck circle, the Pioneers' third baseman. Clark gets his signs from Logan. Quick check of the runner at second. And the pitch home is fouled back off of the catcher Logan. The count 2 balls and a strike. Bellinger back for his 3rd stint with Elmira, as he saw his first action with Elmira after he graduated high school from Thomas A. Edison, and then came back his next season after finishing up his freshman year at VCU, and then transferred to St. Rose after his freshman year, and now just finishing up his junior season at St. Rose. Did play 1 year last year in the Coastal Plains League with the Florence Red Wolves. Actually started this year with the Florence Red Wolves. The Coastal Plains League starting their season much earlier than the PGCBL. As Bellinger sits in a 2-ball, 2-strike count here. Nobody out. In the top of the 5th inning, Elmira with a runner on second. The pitch is swung on, and this one's going to be foul, though, down the left field line, as that one will bounce off of the road. Just in front of a helpless car parked on the side of the road outside of Shuttleworth Park. So we'll do things again here. Elmira, a runner in scoring position, trailing Amsterdam 3-0. Off a 3-run home run by Jack Krzyzewski, the right fielder for the Mohawks. Clark looks in to get his sign. And stepping out is going to be Bellinger as he asks for time. Bellinger standing as far back in the left-handed batter's box as he can, also crowding the plate. And the 2-2 is swung on, a chopper to the shortstop, Aola, and a throw is not going to be in time as Bellinger has himself an infield single. As that one was just slow enough off the bound from the artificial turf to help out the first baseman, Zach Bellinger. And Elmira's got back-to-back hits here to kick off the 5th inning, and Taylor Hilson will step in as the tying run. As that's going to bring out Mohawks manager Keith Griffin. And it'll bring his entire team in. And this might be the end of the line for Ryan Clark. As Griffin meeting with his infield, trying to set up a play here. Taylor Hilson 0 for 1 in the game, grounded out to the first baseman, Rosino, his first time up. That ended the 2nd inning. And for Taylor on the year, he does have 1 RBI. Came in hitting .278. That's his 7th game of the year. His 2nd year with Elmira after being a part of the team last year after graduating from Mansfield High School and then going right across the street to Mansfield University, where he plays for his dad, who is the head coach of the Mountaineers. Clark delivers home. And that one is going to miss, so the count goes to 1 ball and no strikes. 90 miles an hour, the registering on that pitch from the right-handed flamethrower Clark. Elmira with runners on first and second. They take their leads. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th. And the pitch home is inside for ball 2. Good eye by Hilson, but a tough pitch to take. The way that Clark has been dealing. Clark had set down the Pioneers in order each of the first 4 innings, but it's been back-to-back hits to kick off the inning here for Elmira. A leadoff double for Christian Santisteban, and then a single for Zach Bellinger as he beat out the infield throw from the shortstop Iola. As a 2-0 pitch is going to be a called strike here. Elmira trailing Amsterdam 3-0. Now both teams with 2 hits in the ball game. Elmira with 1 error, Amsterdam with none. Elmira's error getting charged to the shortstop, Derek DeLear. And the 2-1 offering is a bunt laid down by Hilson. And the first baseman did not have the ball. And it's going to be bases loaded for Elmira, as that was a tough play for the first baseman, John Rosino, as he had to scoop in and out of his glove against a speedy Hilson. And that is going to go down as an E3. So Elmira will have the bases loaded and nobody out here, trailing by 3. And it's going to be up to Joey Grana with the bases loaded. So the first error of the ball game for the Mohawks. And that'll bring in the third baseman, Shelby, to the edge of the grass against the left-handed batter. Grana awaits the pitch. He swings at this one, pops it up high in the air, ranging in the left fielder, Salpetro. And Elmira won't be able to move up any runners, as that'll be the first out. That'll bring in the catcher, Jordan Taylor. 0 for 1 on the night, and a ground out to the shortstop, Aola, his last time up. Taylor steps in, looks down to Pioneers' third base coach. Matt Birch gets his signs. Now waits the first pitch from Ryan Clark with the bases loaded. The pitch is a fastball called for a strike. Elmira, the base is loaded. And they trail by 3 here in the top of the 5th inning. A long look in for Clark to his catcher, Logan. And now delivers. This one swung on right to the shortstop, Aola. The flip is in time. And the Mohawks get out of the inning after the Pioneers were able to load the bases with nobody out. So they waste 2 leadoff hits and an error. And the Mohawks will take a 3-0 lead into the bottom of the 5th inning. As we'll take a break, you're listening to Pioneers Baseball here on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we've kicked off the bottom of the 5th inning. As one out early here for Elmira, as Josh Gardner was the first out to Elmira's new pitcher, Blake Euler. So Elmira going with the Kentucky connection here, as Blake Euler, the teammate of Logan Salo, will come in for relief. As Salo went 4 innings, allowing the 3 runs on 2 hits. as he also struck out 2 batters. Euler now delivers the 1-1 pitch here to Shelby, and that one is going to be out of play just off the edge of the Mohawks dugout as Bellinger looked to give it a chance. So the count now, a ball and 2 strikes. And for Blake Euler, a right-handed pitcher, 6 foot, 165 pounds, out of Louisville, Kentucky. Just finished up his redshirt sophomore year, as he actually did not pitch this year for Kentucky. As a pitch swung on here by the batter, Shelby, and it's going to be a ground out here. It's a nice play there by DeLear at shortstop. And there's 2 outs in the inning. And that'll bring in the right fielder, Jack Krzyzewski. Krzyzewski, the 3-run home run back in the 3rd inning, gave Amsterdam the lead. The 2nd hit of the night at the time for the Mohawks. First pitch here from Euler is fouled back. Euler actually walked onto the Wildcats baseball team this past season after transferring from Transylvania. So had to sit out due to NCAA transfer rules this past season. So getting his first action of the baseball season competitively. And the first pitch will be outside here for a ball. Arrived into town with Logan Salo. Okay, now the 1-1 is swung on and right to the first baseman, Bellinger. And it'll be a 1-2-3 inning for the Mohawks as we've played 5 full at Shuttleworth Park. The Mohawks still with a 3-0 lead against the Pioneers. As Elmira will have their 9-1 and 2 batters at the plate. When we come back, we'll take a quick break. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball here on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to kick off the top of the 6th inning here from Shuttleworth Park in Amsterdam, New York, as the Mohawks lead the Elmira Pioneers by a score of 3-0. Doug Page along with you here, bringing you live play-by-play action of Pioneers baseball. As a new pitcher for the Mohawks, as it'll be number 14, John McCarron, 6'3", 190 pounds, a right-hander, just finishing up his freshman year at Wake Forest. And he will face the Pioneers' 9-1 and 2 batters as Derek DeLear leads off. He's 0 for 1 of the night with a strikeout against the starter Ryan Clark. And the first pitch from McCarron is going to be a called strike. So 0-1 to start the inning. DeLear awaits the second pitch. And that one is swung on and missed as DeLear couldn't catch up to that one. And the pitch here will miss, so they count a ball and 2 strikes. So we got a Florida international. Awaits the 1-2 offering. And that one swung on a chopper up the middle over the glove of McCarron. The second baseman, Gardner, fields it. And the out is recorded at first. As the umpire said that the first baseman, Rosino, was able to hold on to it, lost it during his transfer. So that'll go down as a 4-3 to kick off the 6th inning. And Chris Kaluzian will step in for Elmira. He's 0 for 2 on the night with 2 strikeouts, both of them looking. And as he faces McCarron for his first time, and he tries to bunt at this pitch. And a new first baseman for the Mohawks, as it'll be number 42, Brendan Tracy. And the 0-1 now for McCarron is swung at and missed by Kaluzian. Looks like may have actually caught a piece of it, but it went right into the glove of the catcher, Logan, and the count quickly. No balls and 2 strikes. And the 0-2 is going to be popped up. The catcher running for it, but that one will get out of play as the count will hold. So the first baseman, Tracy, will come in the 8th hole for the previous first baseman, John Rosino. Tracy started in the game against Elmira back at Dunn Field at first base. As we work here in the top of the 6th inning, the 0-2 from McCarron is swung on a chopper over to first. Kaluzian is going to get beat to the first base by the pitcher, McCarron, and there's 2 outs. As Kaluzian making contact with the baseball. So 2 away now in the 6th inning, and that'll bring in the center fielder, T.J. Dixon. Dixon 0 for 2 on the night, a strikeout and a fly out. And this pitch swung on. That's going to be a lacer through into center field for a single. As Dixon was able to rocket that one past the second baseman, Gardner. And it's the 3rd hit of the ball game for Elmira, the first of the night for Dixon, as he bumps his team-leading hits up to 12 now. As he is now 12 for 27 on the year. Also a speed threat on the base paths, 5 of 6 on the year in stolen bases for Elmira. And that will bring in Nick Walker, the Pioneers' second baseman. Dixon's off the pitch, swung on a hit and run, and that's going to be into left field for a hit. Dixon's going to third. Here comes the throw from the left fielder, and it's in time. And T.J. Dixon is going to be out at third base as Pioneers manager Matt Birch goes down to the home plate umpire who made the call, as Birch thinking that Dixon was safe at third, but Dixon's going to be called out, so it was a perfect hit and run by Elmira, but Dixon wanted third as it went to the left fielder, Salpetro, and Salpetro gunned it right to the third baseman, Shelby. And that will end the innings. Again, Elmira looked like they had something promising going. There's back-to-back hits, so Elmira will get credit for the hit. They've got 4 in the game now. And the first hit of the night for Nick Walker, but the inning ends in the same play as Blake Euler comes back out to work his second inning of relief after sitting the Mohawks down in order. And the 5th inning, as he will take his warm-up pitches. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page along with you here from Shuttleworth Park as Elmira still trying to find their way onto the scoreboard against the Mohawks as they now have 4 hits in the inning. And the throw down to second by the catcher Taylor. And Elmira set here in the bottom of the 6th inning. As leading things off, it'll be the catcher Blake Logan, who was 0 for 1 on the night. Popped up to the first baseman. Zach Bellinger also walked in the 2nd inning. Did not score, was stranded at 3rd. And we'll step in. So a righty-righty matchup here. And now the shortstop DeLear not going to field this one as that was hit deep into the hole as DeLear had to range to his right. So that'll be the 3rd hit of the night for the Mohawks, and that'll bring in Jake Salpetro. And the pitch from Oilers, a fastball swung at and missed by Salpetro. The count 0-1. Salpetro 0 for 1 in the night, grounded out to the shortstop DeLear, also walked. Oiler checks the runner at first. And another fastball called for strike 2 here, so Oiler quickly ahead in the count. In his 2nd inning of relief here of the starter Logan Salo, went 4 innings and gave up 3 runs off of the home run from Jack Krzyzewski. Also gave up 2 hits. And that pitch will miss. The count now a ball and 2 strikes with a runner on first. Blake Logan with the leadoff single. Logan leading off of first. And the pitch is going to be fouled at the plate. Count will hold it a ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 from Oiler is outside, as that'll be ball 2, and the runner held at first. Oiler now getting his signs from catcher Taylor. No outs here in the bottom of the 6th, and a throw over to first as back safely was Logan. And the 2-2 is going to miss low, so the count will go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Salpetro, with the first baseman Brendan Tracy in the on-deck circle, looking for his first at-bat of the game. Logan looked like he was going to go at first, but he holds, and swinging through and missing at the pitch was Salpetro, and that'll be the first out. So that'll bring in Brendan Tracy out of Fairfield for his first at-bat after taking over for John Rosino, who made his first start of the season for the Mohawks. Oiler from the right-hand side, and Tracy from the left-hand side drills this ball, but Clusian is able to make the great snag out in right field. And I'm shocked that one didn't pull him to right field of how fast that ball was hit. And there's going to be 2 outs in the inning. And that will bring in the number 9 batter, Joey Aola. Aola 0 for 1 in the night with a walk, and grounded out to the second baseman, Walker. Oiler checks the runner. Logan at first after the leadoff single. And the pitch is going to be fouled out of play over on the left-hand side. So Aola looking at a 0-1 count. 2 outs here. Blake Euler trying to get Elmira out of the bottom of the 6th inning. Amsterdam leads Elmira 3-0. And this pitch is going to be outside, as Euler didn't get all of that breaking ball. And now the 1-1 is swung on a grounder right to the third baseman Hilson. A nice scoop and the throw across the diamond, and they scoop by Bellinger at first. And Elmira will get out of the inning as Elmira plays ping pong across the diamond to get the third out. And the Mohawks will strand a runner on base after the leadoff single. We've played 6 full at Shuttleworth Park in Amsterdam, and the Mohawks hold on to their 3-0 lead against the Pioneers. You're listening to Elmira Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And we're set to kick off the top of the 7th inning as Christian Santisteban steps in to lead things off. And he swings the first pitch. This one's laced into center field for a single. So Santisteban hits in back-to-back at-bats as he had a double his last time up but was stranded at third. And now he's got a single. So Santisteban's got a 2-for-3 night going. Elmira's 5th hit of the ball game. And that'll bring in Zach Bellinger, who singled in his last at-bat. He's 1-for-2 on the night. Elmira trailing Amsterdam 3-0 in the top of the 7th inning. And the first pitch is outside for a ball to Bellinger. Working against John McCarron in relief of the starter Ryan Clark, who went 5 innings of scoreless baseball. As he allowed 2 hits. And this pitch swung on. This one's going to be in the right field for a hit, and Santisteban will stop at second as Krzyzewski quickly got to that one. And Elmira, again, has got back-to-back hits to lead off the top of the 7th, just like they did in the 5th inning. So Bellinger has also got a 2-for-3 night going. And that will bring in Taylor Hilson, who reached on a error by the first baseman at the time, Rosino, back in the 5th inning. As he steps into the right-handed batter's box against John McCarron. And the pitch, a bunt laid out by Hilson, a beautiful bunt. The catcher's throw to first is not in time as Hilson beats out another bunt. And we'll see if this time they give it a hit, as it's going to be an error on the first baseman, Tracy, as the ball came out of his glove. That's the reason for the safe call at first. So it'll be an E3 as Brendan Tracy was unable to hold it. So back-to-back E3s is how Taylor Hilson gets on in Elmira. A picturesque painting here at the beginning of the 7th inning, just like they did in the 5th. And it'll be Joe Gorana stepping into the plate for Elmira. The left-handed left fielder has flied out to the left fielder, Selpetro, twice. Tonight he's 0 for 2. So the second error of the ball game for the Mohawks. And the 1-0 here to Gorana, and that one is going to be fouled over towards the Pioneers dugout. As Elmira again, the base is loaded here with no outs, trailing by 3 against the Mohawks. And the 1-1 coming from McCarron, and that one's going to be outside for a ball. And the count is 2-1. Santisteban leads off of third. Bellinger off second. Hilson off of first. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Leadoff singles for Santisteban and Bellinger. And the 2-1 offering is swung at and missed by Grana. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes now with the catcher Jordan Taylor in the on-deck circle. Grana waits the 2-2. Runners take their leads. And the pitch is going to be fouled down the third baseline. There's an emergency hack by Guarana to keep the at-bat alive. As the runners will head back to their bases. McCarron trying to work out of some early trouble here in this inning. 2 hits and an infield error. Now the 2-2 coming to Guarana. The pitch is swung on a chopper to the second baseman, Gardner. And he's going to have to go to first as Elmira will play to run on the ground out as Santisteban scores from third, and it's a 3-1 ball game. The runners on second and third for Elmira now with 1 away as Bellinger and Hilson move up. That'll bring in the catcher, Jordan Taylor, who grounded into the inning-ending double play back in the 5th inning. As Elmira had loaded the bases that inning and was unable to score after a fly-out by Guarana and then the ground out into the double play. And that was against the starter, Ryan Clark, who went 5 innings. McCarron now in for his 2nd inning of relief. Has given up a run, and Elmira now with 6 hits in the ball game. And 2 errors in the game for the Mohawks as Keith Griffin coming out to the mound. And it looks like a pitching change as Griffin signals down to the bullpen. So that'll be the night for John McCarron, who goes an inning and a third in relief of the starter, Ryan Clark. We'll see who the new pitcher is for the Mohawks. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get that for you as Elmira, with runners on second and third here and only 1 out in the top of the 7th inning, they trail Amsterdam 3-1. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the new pitcher for the Mohawks is number 9, Thomas Hackemer, 5'10", 170 pounds, a right-hander. just finishing up his sophomore year at St. John's out of Floral Park, New York. For Hackemer on the year, a 0 ERA. This is his 4th appearance. Has 1 save on the year. Has worked 6 1/3 innings. Has yet to allow an earned run. Has given up 1 run on 4 hits, 4 walks, and 9 strikeouts. As he tries to keep this Amsterdam Mohawks lead at 2. As Elmira scored a run on the infield ground out by Joe Guarana, as the second baseman Gardner had to throw to Tracy at first as the runners moved up. So runners on second and third here with 1 out. And the batter is the catcher, Jordan Taylor, who's 0 for 2 on the night. Fans, the Pioneers return home tomorrow night for Father's Day. First pitch, 5:05 p.m. as the Newark Pilots come into town. After the game, you'll be able to take your father out onto the field and play catch, courtesy of his Tabernacle Church. And the pitch swung on, and that's into the glove of the first baseman now coming home, and the runner's safe. Elmira gets a run on the ground, or excuse me, on the line out, essentially, as there was no force play on the situation, so you can mark it down as an L3 for Taylor, and then scoring on the play from third was Bellinger, and moving up to third is Hilson. So now Elmira trails by just 1 as it's 3-2. And the new batter will be Derek DeLear. So 2 outs here, and Derek DeLear steps in. DeLear 0 for 2 on the night. First pitch to him is going to be a called strike. So he falls behind the count 0-1. So Elmira now with a runner on third, Taylor Hilson. He's the tying run, and now a 3-2 ball game. The pitch from Thomas Hackemer is swung at and missed by DeLear for strike 2. So the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Hackemer looks in at his catcher Logan. And the pitch is swung at and misses. DeLear strikes out with the tying run on third. Elmira gets 2 runs in the inning, and they cut the lead to 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. But first it'll be 7th inning stretch time here at Shuttleworth Park in Amsterdam, New York, as you're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. as we get set to kick off the bottom of the 7th inning here at Shuttleworth Park in Amsterdam, New York. A new pitcher for the Pioneers is making his Pioneers debut, number 37, Alex Setterfield. Setterfield, a 6'1", 190-pound right-hander out of Lawrence, South Carolina, where he attends the University of South Carolina, just finishing up his sophomore year. He actually sat out this season after coming off of Tommy John surgery. And he coincidentally was playing in the Coastal Plains League with Pioneers first baseman Zach Bellinger for the Florence Red Wolves. And joined the team just a couple days ago. As now the Pioneers trailing by 1 run as it's 3-2 after Elmira scored twice in the top half of the 7th inning against John McCarran. As Thomas Hackemer was the pitcher in to get the final 2 outs of the inning, but the runs charged to McCarran after he went an inning in the 3rd. So leading things off for the Mohawks, it'll be their leadoff batter, Marcus Carson. He's 0 for 2 on the night with a walk. First pitch to him will miss for a ball. So Blake Euler went 2 innings in relief for Elmira, as he did not allow any runs. A swing and a miss here at a strike. Euler did allow 1 hit, as the Mohawks with just 3 hits in the game, but one of those was the biggest hit of the game, a 3-run shot by Jack Krzyzewski, which accounted for all 3 runs for the Mohawks. And the pitch here is going to be swung on out of play. Count will go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 is swung on and missed, and a strikeout is welcome into the ballgame, Alex Setterfield. There's 1 away, and that'll bring in the number 2 batter, Connor Hetty, the designated hitter. Hetty 0 for 2 on the night with a walk as well. A ground out and a fly out. A count to Hetty. There's a foul ball called here. It is going to be 1-1. With 1 out in the inning. Second baseman Josh Gardner in the on-deck circle for the Mohawks. And pitch here chopped and off the glove of the third baseman, Taylor Hilson. So that'll be an E5 as Hetty will reach first. So the new batter will be Josh Gardner. 1 for 1 on the night. Has also reached on an error and scored. Singled back in the 1st inning, then reached on an E6 in the 3rd inning. Runner Hetty leads off of first. Pitch from Setterfield is a called strike. We work here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Amsterdam now with a 3-2 lead against Elmira. Elmira scored twice in the top of the 7th. Pitch will miss, and the count at 2 balls and a strike. 1 out in the inning, and a runner on first. Satterfield takes a look at the runner. The runner's off, and not able to get a grip on the ball was the catcher, Jordan Taylor. So taking second is Connor Heddy. So the count 2 balls and a strike to Gardner. With a runner on second now. And one away. Satterfield checks the runner at second and delivers home. That one is swung on a chopped foul over towards Mohawks manager Keith Griffin. And that'll even the count of a 2 balls and 2 strikes. Satterfield sets on the mound, looking at a 2-2 count. The runner Heddy leading off of second after the stolen base. And the pitch is swung at in the dirt. Taylor has to throw to first. Makes the throw, but that'll allow the runner Heddy to move up to third. So the Mohawks will take that strikeout with a grain of salt as now they move the runner up a base, and that'll bring in Javon Shelby with 2 outs. So Shelby 0 for 2 on the night, a pop-up and a strikeout. Amsterdam holding on to a 1-run lead, 3-2. Heddy leads off of third. The pitch from Satterfield out of the stretch is swung on to DeLear at short. DeLear gloves it. The throw in time. And Amsterdam's going to strand a runner at third as Elmira gets out of the inning as Alex Satterfield puts up a 0 on the scoreboard for Elmira as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Elmira trails just by 1, 3-2. As you're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And we get set to kick off the top of the 8th inning here at Shuttleworth Park in Amsterdam, New York, as it'll be the top of the lineup for Elmira. Clusian, Dixon, and Walker, the 1, 2, and 3 batters. As Clusian 0 for 3 on the night in the leadoff spot, 2 strikeouts and a ground out. And the first pitch was a strike to Clusian. Elmira trailing 3-2. And the pitch from Hackemer And it's going to be fouled back and out of play. Hackemer came in with 1 out in that 7th inning after John McCarron loaded the bases up after 2 singles and an error. And then Hackemer did get the 2 outs, but 2 Elmira runners came in to score in the process. And Kaluzdian somehow was able to follow that pitch back and stay alive in the at-bat. Starter Ryan Clark went 5 innings for Amsterdam, did not yield a run. Struck out 5 Pioneers batters and yielded away to McCarron. And the pitch here is swung at and off the glove of the first baseman. Kaluzdian is going to hustle to first, and he's going to easily make it. And now this ball is going to get past the pitcher who was trying to cover as the catcher, Logan, was there to try and back up the play. So Kaluzdian will hold it first. It's a leadoff base runner for the Pioneers. And it's going to be a single for Chris Kaluzdian, his first hit of the night. So that gives him a 1-for-4 night, and Elmira the tying run on base. That'll bring in T.J. Dixon. Dixon 1-for-3 on the night. Singled in the 6th inning, but then was thrown out trying to take third on a hit and run. As he awaits the pitch from Hackemer. This one comes in, that's a strike. Hackemer throwing sidearm here. Hackemer out of St. John's has yet to give up an earned run this season for the Mohawks as he throws over here, but Kaluzdian back in time. Kaluzdian on the base paths this year for Elmira. 2-for-2 in the stolen base category as he represents the would-be tying run in the top of the 8th inning. The pitch from Hackemer is low for a ball as the count evens up. Hackemer looks the runner. Kaluzdian at first. The pitch. Kaluzdian's off. And actually, it was a foul ball there as Dixon just got a piece of that one. So Kaluzdian will have to go back to first, and it's a 1-2 count to Dixon. Nobody out in the inning. Nick Walker on deck for Elmira. Elmira with 7 hits in the ball game. All of their hits coming after the 4th inning. Their first hit came to lead off the 5th inning from Christian Santisteban. And 0-2 now to Dixon is fouled over towards the Pioneers dugout. Keeps the at-bat alive. And a throw down to second here. And that's going to be a strike him out, throw him out, double play. As Dixon struck out at the plate, and the catcher, Logan, was able to make the throw down to second and get the runner, Kaluzdian, out. So just like that, Elmira gets their runner erased and quickly 2 outs in the inning. With the second baseman, Nick Walker, stepping up to the plate. Walker 1-for-3 on the night, singled in the 6th inning. He's also struck out and flied out. Elmira trailing Amsterdam by just 1 run, 3-2. And the first pitch will miss outside for a ball. And the 1-0 pitch will catch the plate as the count evens up at a ball and a strike. And this pitch will be a called strike. So the count now 1-2 to Walker. 2 outs in the inning. Elmira got the leadoff runner on after a single by Kalusian, but a strike him out, threw him out double play. He erased the base runner. And the pitch is going to be low, as that one got away from the catcher, Logan. Santisteban in the on-deck circle. If Walker can keep the inning alive for Elmira. The pitch is going to be high. And the count will go full 3 balls and 2 strikes to Nick Walker. Walker trying to find a way to keep this inning alive with a hot-hitting Christian Santisteban in the on-deck circle. 2 for 3 tonight with a double and a single. Walker awaits the pitch from Hackemer. And that's swung at, missed, and held on to by the catcher, Logan. So Hackemer is able to strike out the last 2 batters of the inning after Elmira gets a leadoff base runner. And we'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning with the Mohawks out in front of the Pioneers 3-2 here from Shuttleworth Park in Amsterdam, New York. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And leading off the bottom of the 8th inning for Amsterdam, it will be the right fielder, Jack Krzyzewski. And first pitch is going to be fouled back here, and the count will go to no balls and a strike. And the 0-1 will miss low. Alex Satterfield back out on the mound for Elmira after he worked a clean 7th inning. Did allow 1 base runner that reached at an error by the Pioneers third baseman Taylor Hilson, but was able to work around it. Now a pitch here grounded up to second base. The throw by Walker is not going to be in. Oh, they called it in time. That definitely was a safe play at first, as Walker slipped, I believe, on the AstroTurf, and then had to double clutch throwing. And according to the umpire, was still going to make the play, so the Pioneers will take the out to kick off the inning. And that will bring in the catcher, Blake Logan, with 1 away. Logan, 1 for 2 on the night with a walk. He has a single. They pop up in foul territory to the first baseman, Zach Bellinger, and walked back in the 2nd inning. And a good pitch here and a fastball for a strike. And the 0-1. As a breaking pitch here will miss outside. Count even a ball and a strike. Some action down in the Pioneers bullpen. Not able to see who it is, as whoever's warming up has their 3/4 jacket on, so no jersey noticeable. Count the ball and 2 strikes to the batter, Logan, with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Satterfield's delivery is going to be taken high for a ball. So the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now the 2-2. It swung on a chopper to DeLear short. DeLear gloves it. The throw across the diamond, the scoop, and it's not in time. On the Olay play by Bellinger at first, so it'll be a one-out infield single for the catcher, Blake Logan, his second hit of the night and the fourth of the game for the Mohawks. And that will bring in a pinch hitter for the Mohawks, as it will be number 11, Jonathan Pryor. For Pryor, 6'1", 200 pounds, a left-handed bat, a freshman at Wake Forest out of Atlanta, Georgia. Satterfield checks the runner at first. The right-hander delivers to the left-handed batter. The pitch, a bunt laid down by Pryor. The catcher, Taylor, goes to first, gets the out, as that moves the runner up to second. So one pitch is all that Pryor gets as he comes into the game. Moves the runner over. Pryor had been hitting 160 in his seventh game of the season. And that will now bring in the first baseman, Brendan Tracy. Flied out to the right fielder, Kaluzdian, his last time up in the sixth inning. And the pitch is a called strike to the first baseman, Tracy, with a runner on second now and 2 away in the bottom of the eighth inning. Satterfield sets on the mountain. Looks the runner at second. The pitch is going to be high and outside for a ball. Tracy, the number 8 batter in the Mohawks lineup, with the number 9 batter, Joey Aola, on deck. 3-2 the score as Amsterdam holds the lead over Elmira. Here in the bottom of the eighth inning, the pitch from Satterfield is going to miss outside for a ball. As Satterfield falls behind the count, 2 balls and a strike. And now Matt Birch going to come out here. He makes the brisk jog out to the mound, as he'll have a chat with his pitcher and catcher. Nobody up in the bullpen for Elmira. Elmira 2 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. For Amsterdam, 3 runs on 4 hits and 2 errors. Still their big hit and only run production has been that 3-run shot by Jack Krzyzewski back in the third inning against Elmira's starter Logan Salo, who went 4 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, and struck out 2. Birch goes back to his dugout as Satterfield gets set on the mound. 2 balls, 1 strike to count, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the eighth inning. Amsterdam with a runner on second. And Satterfield's pitch is going to be a called strike 2. As that pitch was a blazing 42 miles an hour. And the count even here. Runner leads off of second. Now that's Logan. The pitch is going to be low, as Taylor had to do a good job of keeping that one in front of him, as the runner Logan retreats back to second. So the count full now, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning to the number 8 batter, Brendan Tracy, with Joey Aola on deck for the Mohawks. Runner leads off of second. Satterfield sets, takes a quick peek at second, and delivers the pitch, and that one's going to be outside for ball 4. So it'll be 2 runners on base here for the Mohawks, as the 2-out walk, the first issued by Satterfield. So that'll bring in Joey Aola, as the runners will take their leads. Aola 0 for 2 on the night with a walk, a ground out, a pop-up, and a walk. Satterfield checks second. And the pitch home is swung on and missed. A fastball. Satterfield gets his signs from the catcher, Taylor, trying to get out of the inning here. And the 0-1 is taken just high for a ball. No call from the home plate umpire. Amsterdam holding on to a one-run lead after Elmira was able to rally for 2 in the top of the 7th inning. Weren't able to score in the top of the 8th inning. The 1-1 pitch coming from Satterfield. Is going to be low, inside for a ball. Nice job again by Taylor to keep that one in front of him. As the runners will go back. Nobody up in the bullpen for Elmira. A couple of guys down there stretching, but no action. Runners lead off first and second. A single and a walk is how they got on base. And the offering from Satterfield is fouled back to the netting. Good fastball there. Satterfield challenged Aola up and in. And 2's wild on the scoreboard. Aola popped up in foul territory his last time up to the first baseman Bellinger. Satterfield a long look into the catcher Jordan Taylor for his sign. He sets on the mound and delivers home. The pitch is just going to miss. Satterfield thought he had the third strike, but the home plate umpire didn't flinch as the count goes full to the second batter in a row. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Aola ready at the plate. Satterfield ready on the mound. And the pitch is swung on, missed, strike 3. And that'll end the inning as Aola goes down swinging. And the Mohawks will strand 2 runners on base as we head to the top of the 9th. Elmira trails by 1. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, the Pioneers look to try and tie this game up here from Shuttleworth Park in Amsterdam, New York. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. New pitcher. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set here for the top of the 9th inning from Shuttleworth Park in Amsterdam, New York. Elmira looking to try and tie this game up here against the Mohawks as they trail 3-2. As we get set for the top of the 9th inning, a new pitcher in for Amsterdam, as it'll be number 8, Joe Randall, 5'10", 165 pounds, a right-hander, a sophomore in Fairfield out of Bristol, Connecticut. And he will face the 4, 5, and 6 batters for Elmira: Santisteban, Bellinger, and Hilson. As Christian Santisteban, 2 for 3 tonight, a double, a single, a flyout, and a run scored. As he's 2 for 2 his last 2 times up. First pitch he sees is going to be high for a ball. As Santisteban was able to score in the 7th inning, Elmira's first run of the game on a ground out off the bat of Joe Grana. And the count now 2 balls and no strikes. Santisteban awaits the pitch, and that one's going to catch the plate. So the count now 2 balls and a strike. Randall sets on the mound and delivers. And the pitch is going to be high for a ball. And the 3-1 is outside for a ball, and Elmira's got the leadoff runner on here to start off the top of the 9th inning in Christian Santisteban. So that'll bring Zach Bellinger to the plate. He's been just as hot tonight for Elmira. Also 2 for 3, 2 singles, a flyout, and has scored a run. And he's been swinging a hot bat since joining the Pioneers after starting the year with the Florence Red Wolves of the Coastal Plains League. So leading off of first, it will be Santisteban. And Randall's pitch is swung on a chopper, going to be foul, though. Off of the third baseman, Shelby, who was in fair territory. So for the pitcher, Randall here for the Mohawks. A 1.80 ERA. This is his third appearance. He's went 5 innings, given up 5 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 1 walk. Now 2 on the year and 2 strikeouts. And the 0-1 is going to miss low and outside for a ball as the count evens up. And thus the 4th pitcher of the night for Amsterdam. Clark started things out, then they went to McCarron, then Hackemer, and now Randall. And the 1-1 is outside for ball 2. Good eye by Bellinger. Elmira trying to be patient here in this top of the 9th inning against the bullpen of the Mohawks, trailing by 1, 3-2. Amsterdam, their 3 runs coming in the bottom of the 3rd. Elmira's 2 coming in the top of the 7th. Randall checks the runner at first, and the pitch home is going to be low and outside for ball 3. Bellinger has taken a couple of close pitches in this at-bat. And he finds himself in the driver's seat here, 3 balls and a strike. Third baseman Taylor Hilson in the on-deck circle for Elmira. He's reached base twice on errors by the first baseman for Amsterdam. And pitch error is driven out of play over on the third base side. As Bellinger got the fastball, but couldn't put it in fair play. So the count now full 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out for Elmira, and a runner on first here in the top of the 9th, trailing by 1. Santisteban leads off of first. The pitch from Randall is taken outside, ball 4, as Bellinger is able to hold his swing. And now Elmira's got runners on first and second, and nobody out on back-to-back walks. So that'll bring in Taylor Hilson. No action down in the bullpen for the Mohawks, but Keith Griffin is going to take the slow stroll out to the mound. As that will allow his pitcher some time to stretch out. As it looks like a pinch runner here for Elmira. As Zach Bellinger is going to come out of the game. And the pinch runner will be number 2, number 2, Skirpon. As Taylor Skirpon out of Penn State will pinch run for Zach Bellinger. Skirpon out of Sayre, PA, finishing up his junior at Penn State, was actually featured on ESPN as he helped to start the second triple play for the Nittany Lions in a game in which they turned 2 triple plays. And he's also in on the first triple play of the game. As that was just the second time in NCAA history that 2 triple plays had been turned in a game. So he will take over at first. Christian Santisteban on second for Elmira. And Taylor Hilson at the plate. He's been on base twice in his last two at-bats, both errors by the first basemen Rosino and Tracy. First pitch to him as he looked to try and lay down the bunt, but a strike's called and the runners are going. And safe at second is Skirpon as that ball seemed to float in the air. It just stayed up there forever. It wasn't a bad throw from the catcher, Logan. So Elmira gets runners to second and third now with one out. They've got the tying run on third. As Hilson tried to lay down the bunt, but I guess that works out just as well. So now they count 0-1 here to Hilson. Randall, the pitch, is in the dirt. It's past the catcher. Here comes the runner from third. He's going to score. We've got a tie game. And the runner behind him moves up to third, and Elmira now has the potential go-ahead run on third base in the form of Taylor Skirpon. So Joe Randall throws the ball past the catcher, Logan. And now we've got a whole new ball game here in the top of the ninth inning. The count, 1-1 to Taylor Hilson. The infield's in now. The pitch is a fastball right down the heart of the plate, called for strike two. And the 1-2 is going to miss outside for a ball, and the count evens up at 2-2 strikes. The runner leads off of third. It's Skirpon. The 2-2 is swung on under the pitcher's glove through the infield. Elmira is going to take the lead. It's an RBI single for Taylor Hilson, and Elmira has got a 4-3 lead. Elmira's 8th hit of the night and the first for Hilson. And Elmira's put together 2 runs here in the 9th against Joe Randall. And that'll bring in Joe Guarana with 1 out and a runner on first. Randall sets and delivers to Guarana. First pitch is going to miss low and away for a ball. So Elmira scores a run on a wild pitch and an RBI single to take a 4-3 lead. A 1-0 pitch coming to Guarana. And that one is going to be a called strike. A fastball there from Randall, as Guarana was taking all the way. So back-to-back walks to lead off the inning. Come back to haunt Joe Randall. And now a bunt laid down by Guarana. Runner's going to second. Guarana is going to be out at first as the runner moves up to second. Has a nice job fielding the ball by the pitcher Randall as he underhand tossed it to the first baseman Tracy. So that will bring in the catcher and actually a pinch hitter here for Elmira as Drew Fisher will step in, the Pioneers' other catcher. He'll look for his first at-bat of the night, taking over for Jordan Taylor. Fisher had a big hit in a game last night for Elmira against Syracuse, had a RBI single. So Elmira brings in a left-handed batter here against the right-handed pitching Joe Randall with a runner on second. 2 outs, and Elmira now with a 4-3 lead here in the top of the 9th inning as they've plated 2 runs. Leading off of second is Hilson. And the pitch is swung on, and that one's laced out of play. Foul on the third base side. That one came in at 88 miles an hour. The 0-1. Randall looks at his catcher, Logan. The pitch is swung on and missed for strike two. Is that fastball too much to handle for Drew Fisher? Now an 0-2 pitch here. 2 outs in the inning. And the pitch is outside. The runner is going to be safe at third. He comes home now on a throw that goes by the third baseman. And Elmira has got a 3-run inning. As coming in to score is Taylor Hilson. He was off for third on the pitch that was low and outside. And now it's a 5-3 ball game. So a stolen base for Taylor Hilson, and then an error on the catcher, Logan, allows the run to score, and they count as a ball and 2 strikes to the catcher, Drew Fisher. Fisher awaits the pitch from Randall, and that one's going to be low, and the count evens up 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch is going to be fouled back here by Fisher as the at-bat stays alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As the shortstop, Derek DeLear, in the on-deck circle for Elmira. As Elmira has scored 3 times here in the top of the 9th to take a 5-3 lead against the Mohawks. Pitch chopped by Fisher towards the second baseman, Gardner. Gardner a high flip to first, and that'll be the second out. So 2 outs in the inning now, and Derek DeLear will step up to the plate. DeLear looking for a hit, and he's 0 for 3 on the night, 2 strikeouts and a ground out. DeLear, the number 9 batter for Elmira, stepping in against Joe Randall, who came in to pitch this 9th inning. And first pitch strike call to DeLear. And this one chopped towards the shortstop, deep in the hole. That gets under the glove. And I believe that's going to be a hit for Derek DeLear, his first of the night. So DeLear, a 1 for 4 night, and he keeps the inning alive for the top of the order, and Chris Kaluzian. Elmira picking a good inning to bring their bats to life here and finally cash in some runners on scoring position. They've done it on 3 separate occasions. So Kaluzian steps in, 1 for 4 on the night, singled in the 8th inning, but was thrown out at second as part of a strike him out, throw him out double play for the Mohawks. First pitch to him here is swung at and missed. A change of speeds there for Randall. DeLear leads off of first after the single. And the pitch is a breaking ball swung on by Kaluzian. The forced to second is in time. So that'll end the inning. But Elmira strikes 3 times in the top of the 9th inning. And they will try to protect a 2-run lead heading to the bottom of the 9th against the Mohawks. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll at the bottom of the 9th inning from Shuttleworth Park in Amsterdam, New York. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to kick off the bottom of the ninth inning. Elmira now leading Amsterdam 5-3. Doug Page along with you for the call here of this one as the new pitcher for Elmira, Tucker Rakuski, and to try and pick up a save here for Elmira as they scored 3 times in the top of the ninth inning against Joe Randall on the mound for Amsterdam. As the big hit came from Taylor Hilson that tied up the ball game, and then Elmira eventually took the lead on an error by the catcher, Blake Logan, that allowed Hilson to score from third after he stole the base. Rakuski's 1-0 pitch here is going to be a called strike to the leadoff batter, Marcus Carson, who is 0 for 3 on the night with a walk. And the 1-1 is going to miss. The count will be 2 balls and a strike. And now the 2-1 will miss. So ahead of the count now is Carson, the leadoff batter, 3 balls and 1 strike. Connor Heddy in the on-deck circle. And the 3-1 is a called strike, and the count will go full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Rakuski out of Bucknell for the Pioneers. And taking a look at the stats on the air for Rakuski, as this one's going to be a ball. So the leadoff walk issued to the batter, Carson. Before that walk for Rakuski, 2 appearances on the year, 1 save for him, 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts as he has faced 8 batters. And now he will face the designated hitter, Connor Heddy, with a runner on first and nobody out. Elmira leading Amsterdam 5-3. And a throw to first, but the runner back safely. And the pitch is a fastball called for a strike to the batter, Heddy. Mohawks with a runner on first. Carson, he's already stolen a base on the evening. Stole that back in the 4th inning. And the 0-1 is going to miss outside. New catcher for Elmira is Drew Fisher after he pinch hit for Jordan Taylor in the 9th inning. Also a new first baseman for Elmira as Christian Santisteban moves over to first. As Zach Bellinger comes out of the game. Another throw over here as back safely is Carson. Rakuski, both times he has appeared in a game for Elmira other than against Albany was against Amsterdam at Dunn Field. And the runner is off. The pitch is inside. Actually, the runner goes back. Thought Carson was going to take off. He had me fooled. But he goes back. So the count is 2 balls and a strike as the pitch was inside to Connor Heddy. Josh Gardner in the on-deck circle for the Mohawks. Elmira leading Amsterdam now by 2 runs, 5-3. The pitch is swung on and missed, strike 2. As fastball was up and in. It's an even count here. As Heddy looks over to his third base coach. And now Fisher going to go out and chat with Rakuski. Now looks like the trainer going to come out and take a quick look here at Connor Heddy, looking at his hand. As we get a little delay in the action here. Elmira on the scoreboard, 5 runs, 9 hits and 2 errors for the Mohawks. 3 runs on 4 hits and 3 errors. There's now Keith Griffin coming over to check on his designated hitter as well. It looks like the left hand of Hetty is what they're looking at. And it looks like Hetty's actually going to come out of the at-bat maybe as he walks towards the Amsterdam dugout with the trainer. We have to see what's going to go on here. As Keith Griffin talking things over with his first base coach. And it looks like we indeed will have a pinch hitter in the middle of an at-bat. Never easy for a player coming in, especially a 2-2 count in the bottom of the 9th inning when your team is trailing by 2. And it looks like the pinch hitter will be one of the catchers, number 28, Lucas Nethaway. So Nethaway coming in. Where's number 28? So Nethaway comes in a 2-2 count in the bottom of the 9th inning as the tying run with a runner on first. Rakuski sets on the mound, and he throws over to first, and Carson back in time. Rakuski really firing it over to first. We'll do it again here. The 2-2 is going to be off of Nethaway. So Rakuski, his first pitch to the batter, Nethaway, is going to be off of Nethaway as he hit him after he threw over to first. So now the Pioneers manager, Matt Birch, is going to go out to the mound and pull his infield in. And there's now 2 runners on base here for the Mohawks. So the batter, Hetty, came out of the game. The count was 2 balls and 2 strikes, and entered in was Luke Nethaway. First pitch from Rakuski, he threw over to check the runner Carson at first, and then on the very first pitch to the batter Nethaway, he plunked him. And that will put the tying run on first base for the Mohawks. And the batter here for the Mohawks will be Josh Gardner, who is 1 for 2 on the night and has reached on an E6. So Gardner will face Rakuski. So it's Carson on second and Nethaway on first. Rakuski sets on the mound. No outs in the inning here in the bottom of the 9th. Elmira leads Amsterdam 5-3. As Rakuski will step off and now calls Fisher out to the mound. And it looks like they've chatted things over here. As Elmira trying to get things on the same page here, as the middle infielders, Delir and Walker, will have a chat as well. They go back to their positions, and it looks like a bunt coming up. The bunt gets laid down. The throw to first is in time for the first out, and the runners move up to second and third. So a nice fielding play there by the pitcher. Rakuski is covering on the play was the second baseman Walker. So 1 out in the inning, and now runners on second and third with the batter Javon Shelby stepping in. Shelby 0 for 3 on the night. And Shelby has grounded out, popped up, and struck out. He will face Rikuski for the first time. And now a throw is the run's going to score on the ground out. So 2 outs in the inning, and now the tying run is on third for the Mohawks. And the batter is Jack Krzyzewski. And this is how the 9th inning would come to be. Krzyzewski was the producer of the Mohawks' first 3 runs as he had a home run back in the 3rd inning. That's his only hit. He's grounded out to the second baseman his 2 other times as he is 1 for 3. And now the tying run for the Mohawks is on third here with 2 outs in the inning. And Elmira with a 5-4 lead after they scored in the top of the 9th inning on 3 separate occasions to take the lead. The first pitch is going to be outside for a ball as Fisher is able to catch it and hold on to it, and the runner will have to hold at third. Runner at third is Nethaway. And the batter is Krzyzewski. The 1-0 is going to be high for a fastball. So the count now 2 balls and no strike. First base is open to Krzyzewski, who is 1 for 3. Now they're going to intentionally walk him. As Fisher throws out his hand, and that'll be ball 3. So they'll walk Krzyzewski and they'll pitch to Blake Logan. So the count is 3-0. And there goes the pitch. So the count goes to 4-0, and heading down to first will be Krzyzewski as he gets intentionally walked. And the batter will be Blake Logan. So 2 outs. Runners on the corners here for Amsterdam. They have the tying run at third base. They trail Elmira 5-4. 1 runner is in this inning as Carson scored on the infield groundout by Javon Shelby. First pitch here is a called strike to Logan. A fastball from Tucker Rikuski. And he's ahead in the count. No balls and a strike. Runners take their leads at the corners. Rikuski looks in to get his signs from the catcher, Fisher. And the 0-1 is swung on and fouled back, and the count is no balls and 2 strikes. A big pitch here coming for Tucker Rikuski with the runner on third, standing as the would-be tying run, and a runner on first. Rikuski takes his time to get up to the rubber. Takes a breather on the mound. Now looks home. Rikuski, the pitch is swung on. This one's going to be out of play, though. Off on the first base side of the field. As we close in on 3 hours here in the ball game. And Elmira trying to pick up the win. Rikuski on the mound. He has an 0-2 count, 2 outs here, bottom of the 9th inning. Elmira with the lead 5-4, and the tying run on third. Rikuski sets on the mound, delivers the pitch. That was swung on it again, fouled out of play. As Logan keeping alive here and spoiling the at-bat for Rikuski. So Fisher going to go out now and have a chat with Rikuski. Count stands at no balls and 2 strikes here. Elmira holding on to a 1-run lead after they scored 3 times in the top of the 9th to take the lead after trailing 3-2. Rikuski sets on the mound. He checks the runner at first and delivers home. The pitch is going to be taken. They checked to see if he went, and he didn't. As the batter, Logan, was able to check his swing as that one was off the plate. So the count will be a ball and 2 strikes now. McCuskey back up to the mound. Runners take their leads. Nothing away at third. Krzyzewski at first. McCuskey sets on the mound. And the pitch is going to be inside as that one almost caught Logan. And the count now 2-2 strikes. As McCuskey went to the breaking ball. Man, things are evened up. Try it one more time here. Twos are wild on the scoreboard. McCuskey the pitch, and that's going to be high. So the count now full, 3-2 strikes. Runners on the corners here for the Mohawks. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th inning. The Mohawks trail Elmira by 1. They have runners on the corners. Tucker McCuskey on the mound for Elmira trying to close it out. His pitch is fouled back over top of the press box as he got the fastball from McCuskey. And once again fights off the pitch to stay alive. Santisteban now going to come in and have a chat here with McCuskey. He's going to